first podcast of Head Over Heels, Pageant Talk, everything about the Miss America organization. I'm your co-host, Annie Skogan.
And I'm Jordenne, Butler, and we are so excited to start this journey of this podcasting life.
Yes, this is our first podcast, so bear with us. We're still learning.
Right, we've already had some technical difficulties from the get-go, so please just bear with us. But so we thought we would take this first episode to kind of just talk about the Miss America organization in general for anyone who may know nothing about it, or even if you know about the Miss America organization but don't really know much how it started and everything. We're going to touch on that and kind of talk about ourselves a little bit.
Yeah, this podcast isn't targeted towards anyone, just for if you already know about the Miss America organization or are wanting to learn what it is. We hope you listen in, and we hope that we can provide you with all the necessary things.
Right. Yeah, so the Miss America organization started in 1921 as just an attraction to bring people to Atlantic City, the Boardwalk Hall. The contestants would all be on the Boardwalk Hall in just a swimsuit competition. That's all it was back then. Again, just to be an attraction for Atlantic City. And then in 1938, the talent was brought in to kind of make it more of what we know of the pageant today.
Yeah, and so along with the swimsuit, which they now call lifestyle and fitness, and the talent, when you watch the live telecast of the Miss America pageant or go to the pageant, you'll see now that it has evolved into a really all-around pageant. So there are those two phases of competition along with the onstage question and evening gown. And what we won't see on the live telecast coming up in a couple weeks is the 10-minute private interview with the judges. And this is where the judges get to know the contestant, and the contestant gets to share why she thinks she should be the best why she's the best pick for the title of Miss America and the job.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I mean, now it's known as one of the largest scholarship providers for young women in the world. So, I mean, awesome. That's the awesome part. Instead of just winning, the title of Miss America, you win the scholarship to further your education along with it. So that's something that's super great and super unique about the Miss America organization, that it's scholarship dollars to further young women's education.
Which is really amazing. And there's so many things that make the Miss America organization unique. And another thing along with that is the personal platform.
Right.
And I think that is what differentiates the Miss America organization from a lot of other pageants, is each contestant is required to have a personal platform that they can speak about through their year of service. And we've seen many different platforms, from community-based things, different organizations that they're advocating for, or personal stories that they want to share. And I think it's really unique to hear about these personal platforms.
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite part, when people are sharing about their platform, just why they picked it, because there's always some personal connection for, even just being passionate about something, being passionate about this organization that they maybe started working with when they were little and just grew this love for it. But yeah, it's just so interesting and unique how all their different stories come together. I mean, even if it's a tragedy in their family, they take a positive spin on it to advocate it and make awareness for it. And it's so very inspiring.
And that's exactly what it does. It gives them a voice to go out into the community and share these things that they're passionate about. And I know Jordenne and I, from personal experience, have really enjoyed using this to go out in the community and develop and work with different organizations and develop different fundraisers, whether it be for our platform or a organization that's linked to our platform. It really is just so amazing.
Right. Yeah, and so something with the Miss America organization is you have to start at a local pageant, and when you win that, then you can compete for the state. And if you're lucky enough to win the state, then you get to go to Miss America and compete for the title of Miss America. So it's kind of that journey, so to say, along the way that, you move from local, state to national, which is so crazy and so awesome. But speaking of, besides their personal platform, they also have the national platform that the whole organization supports and raises funds for, which is Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. And we both have done a lot of work with CMNH, just being title holders. And we're so very fortunate to have a Children's Miracle Hospitals right in our area that we live.
Yes, and it's very amazing to see these kids and learn their stories and watch them grow. And another unique aspect of the Miss America organization is there's no entry fee required. It is, rather than that, it's a donation to Children's Miracle Network. And so at each level, like Jordenne said, you have to raise a different amount of money for Children's Miracle Network, which I think is an awesome alternative to an entry fee.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it's also really cool, since we have one in our area, Amy and I know a lot of the champions. I mean, off the top of my head, the 2014 champion was, her mom was an English teacher at our middle school. And just last week at the Miracle Treat Day, I saw her and her family there. So you still make those connections because they're in the community, and just seeing where they are now and the help that they received from Children's Miracle Network hospitals is so incredible, and we're so blessed for an amazing organization.
And knowing that all that money that we raise stays local is amazing, because it affects the families that we know, and it truly is an amazing organization that the Miss America organization is so lucky to have and be partnered with.
Yeah, I know definitely when you're out in the community raising funds for it, and you tell community members, yeah, everything I raise will stay local for the kids in our area, that, you know, makes them, oh yeah, I want to help kids in our area because it's more personable.
Definitely.
And so, yeah, that's super awesome. I love how they have that aspect that it stays in your area to help people you know and love in your community.
Yeah, and so that's a little gist on the Miss America organization. And now we want to tell you guys a little bit more about ourselves, because we think that it's important for you to know a little bit more when you're listening to us. So I bet you're wondering how we got involved in the Miss America organization, and it really all stemmed from, we grew up in Jordenne's basement playing pageants. We competed in swimsuit, talent. We had matching $20 evening gowns from the mall.
Oh, yes.
And we would honestly play pageants all night. Our moms were on the board of our local pageant in our area, and so we kind of knew what pageants were, but didn't really know what the Miss America organization entailed. And so we were just fascinated by the fact of competing on a stage and winning a crown. And so that's kind of where we started. And then we grew to know and learn how much more there is to the organization.
Right. Yeah, I think the first time that we really first kind of got a glimpse and grasp of more what the organization was like was when our dance teacher, Christina Smaby Show, won the title of Miss Wisconsin in 2009. And I mean, that was our first time. We were 9 and 10 at the Miss Wisconsin pageant. And I mean, it's still so surreal, that first time being at Miss Wisconsin. And I remember when she was crowned, our moms helped us up to stand on the chairs because we were so short, so we could see her walking across the stage being crowned Miss Wisconsin. And I mean, that image is still so vivid in my mind of her winning, and so special.
Yeah, and it really sparked our inspiration for competing.
Oh, yeah.
Because we both went on to compete in the Outstanding Teen program, and if it weren't for our dance teacher, I don't think we'd be here.
No, I remember a couple weeks later then Annie emailed me because we didn't have cell phones. So yeah, email was the way to communicate. And you told me how Wisconsin's own Jeanette Warland had won the title of Miss America's Outstanding Teen. So then Annie was the one who was like, oh my gosh, there's a teen program.
I of course, being the pageant-obsessed kid I was, and we both were, I was looking on the Miss Wisconsin organization. Like she said, it's a Wisconsin's own. And I emailed her and said, this is something that we can do at a younger age.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I remember, so I turned 13 in October, and that January was the first pageant I was eligible for then. And you know, when I found that out, I was like, Mom, I gotta do it. You know, I can do this one. And my mom's like, oh, Jordenne, I really think you should wait a little bit. And Annie's mom, Debbie, was like, oh, yeah, she can do it. So I was like, Debbie said I could. I'm doing it. And, I mean, going into it, I thought, oh, I mean, we've grown up playing pageants, watching pageants. I'll know exactly what I'm doing. And And I get there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I think that's so true to so many girls. You don't really know what you're doing until you're in that position of actually competing.
Yeah, and it's so amazing to look back and see where you started and where you've come, because you gained so many things by competing in the Miss America organization. It isn't about the crown at all. It's about what you gain. We've gained interview skills, public speaking skills. The list goes on and on and on of what we take away from this program. Lifelong friendships. I mean, we still keep in contact with friends from the Miss America organization on a daily basis.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. We met some of our best friends from there. And even, I think both of us, just the self-confidence. I know I can speak for myself.
Oh, definitely.
That I remember in 5th grade, I couldn't do a presentation in front of not even 20 kids in my class because I was so nervous and had no self-confidence. And then after I ran for a local pageant, and started gaining that experience and actually having to speak in front of crowds, it helped me gain self-confidence just in my daily social life or in my school presentations. So it really helps you in such a wide scale of things.
It's such an amazing organization, and I'm very proud to be a part of it because there's just so many amazing things about it.
Right, yeah, and that's one thing where I think when people who don't know about the Miss America organization, they just think, oh, it's just a pageant, and then, it's always so fun getting to tell them all this stuff, and then they realize it's so much more. I mean, just next week, I'll be going off to college, the University of Alabama, and none of that would be possible if it wasn't for the Miss America organization and the scholarships it provides.
It's just, there's so many amazing things about it, and I think that's what we want this podcast to be. We want to share what we know about the Miss America organization and inform others who maybe share the same love that we do, are interested in finding more about it, or even inspire some people to compete, because we have taken away so many different things from competing and are excited through this podcast to share that with you guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So if you want to stay up to date on us and find out, when our new podcasts are coming out, or just to reach out to us. I mean, we said in the beginning, we are by no means pros at this.
Not at all.
So your feedback is greatly appreciated. Or if you just want to reach out to us, our Twitter handle is headoverheels00.
And then our Instagram handle, we kind of laugh at. But so if you search at 2 underscores, head over heels, followed by 2 underscores. And the reason we laugh at that is because when we were trying to figure out what our Instagram handle was, we wanted it to be the same as our Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, that wasn't the case. And so we just tried to type in head over heels, but it was already taken, and you would not believe how many forms of head over heels was taken.
Oh, my goodness. It was ridiculous.
It was quite the struggle, but if not, you could probably search Head Over Heels and it will pop up, and our names will be in the bio of both of them. So you'll be able to find out, and feel free to reach out to us on it if you have any comments, suggestions, feedback for us, or if you just want to talk with us. We're very excited to start this journey.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening.
And we'll see you next episode.
Yeah. Oh, and a quick shout out to,
of course,
Public House Media for letting us do this and for reaching out to us with this awesome idea. We're so excited, and we're so grateful that they reached out to us. We're so honored and blessed. We're so excited.
It was definitely a surprise. I mean, we never even thought of having a podcast.
No.
But thank you to them for giving us this opportunity, because we're just so excited and to learn and to grow with this podcast. And we hope you enjoy it as much as we do. And we're having so much fun with it. So thank you so much to them.
Thank you.
Well, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, bye.